very wonderful holy and festival of colors recently yesterday. So we'll start this session. First of all, thank you all for joining us today. And on behalf of the entire team, I, Amit Kumar, would like to extend a warm welcome to our webinar titled Key Trends Shaping Software Supply Chain Attacks, AI, Malicious Code, Secret Containers, and more. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, software is being built faster than ever before. With the rise of AI accelerated development, automated pipelines, open source dependencies, and cloud native architectures, organizations are able to innovate quickly. However, these same advancements have also extended the attack surface, making software supply chains a prime target for modern cyber adversaries. Today's session will explore how attackers are increasingly exploiting weaknesses within the software supply chain, from malicious code injection and exposed secrets to compromised containers and vulnerable dependencies. Before we dive into the sessions, I would like to briefly introduce Meteonic. Meteonic is a technology consulting and solution company specializing in DevSecOps and application security transformation. The organization works closely with enterprises to help them integrate security seamlessly across every stage of the software development lifecycle, from code creation to deployment in the cloud. With strong expertise in DevSecOps implementation, secure software development, cloud security, application security testing, Meteonic enables organizations to build software that is not only fast and scalable, but also secure by design. Meteonic has built strategic partnership with over 40 leading technology companies, covering virtually every vertical within the DevSecOps and cybersecurity ecosystems. One of the most important and long-standing partnership for Meteonic is with Checkmarx, a global leader in application security testing. Over the years, this collaboration has enabled organizations to adopt robust secure coding practices and proactive vulnerability detection directly within the development pipeline. Together, Meteonic and Checkmarx have helped numerous enterprises strengthen their application security posture and implement scalable DevSecOps program. Before we begin and jump into the most awaited session, just a few housekeeping rules to ensure everyone has a smooth experience during the webinar. This session is being recorded and the recordings will be shared with all registered participants after the event. All attendees are currently placed on mute to avoid background noises during the presentation. If you have any question during the session, please feel free to type them into the Q&A or chat panel. We will address as many of these questions as possible during the Q&A session at the end of the webinar. We encourage everyone to stay engaged and note down any question that come to the mind during the discussion. In this webinar, we will explore the fastest growing trends in software supply chain attacks, how AI and automations are changing the threat landscape, why traditional security approaches are no longer sufficient, and most importantly, what security leaders and development teams must do differently to protect their software ecosystems. It is now my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. We are honored to have Abdul Ansari, Senior Solution Engineer at Checkmarx, with us today. Abdul brings over a decade of hands-on experience in developing, validating, deploying, and supporting complex software systems. Throughout his career, he has worked extensively across areas such as build and release engineering, application security, and technical leadership. Abdul plays a key role at Checkmarx, helping organizations implement effectively application security strategies and DevSecOps practices. He is deeply passionate about helping development teams build secure software from the ground up, and his experience working with enterprises across different industries makes his insights both practical and highly valuable for developers, security teams, and technology leaders. We are truly excited to have him share his knowledge and expertise with us today. Abdul, thank you for joining us today. And this virtual stage is now all yours.
Thank you so much, Amit. Thank you so much for introduction, a fine introduction about Meteonic being a great partner for Checkmarks and being for me as well. So, hi everyone. For a short introduction, Amit has given me the about me the brief introduction. My name is Abdul Ansari. I am for Checkmarks working for AppSec. So I make sure that all developers and all organization enterprise customers who develop enterprise softwares are secure. Okay, so we focus on app security. I will be taking through some of the recent area of fact. Basically, you can talk about like it's like a exact security vulnerabilities where we have seen major attack happened. Okay, I will make sure that I will reproduce or introduce you to those platforms. We'll talk about how this type of understanding of supply chain should be there in our mindset before we develop the code. I will be helping you with some examples too, so that we have a fair understanding how it will be impacting to your own organization, how we can build up, or how we can take it further for enterprise customers being app security. Later, I would request everyone on attendees if you can put your question on a chat. So we have our checkmarks team also on a call in panelists who can help you with the answers. If you have any question, you can put on a chat. Okay. And at the end, if we have got time, good time, we'll be having Q&A on chat together. Well, I will be also able to answer you on a chat. So, in terms of time, I believe we are good and we can start with the presentation. So, I will start my presentation screen. We'll talk about software supply chain security. Okay, today. Just confirm me back if you are able to see my screen, Amit. You can help me.
Yeah.
Sure,
Currently, it's not visible.
sure. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Now again,
Okay,
it's not visible.
it should be, I guess now. Yeah. Is it visible, team? Amit, is it visible to you? I guess in the chart I can see yes. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Kalyan. All right, super. Okay. So today, the agenda is to talk about some threats, some attacks that can happen from software supply chain. I believe everybody in this forum knows about it because it started majorly happened after 2021 when everybody started addressing this type of attack. So we used to focus on the code which we develop. We used to focus on the code which we take from open source, some libraries and packages. That was the first era when we started with it. I will be focusing on complete aspect of your SDLC, complete aspect of your application, how it has been built, so that we know that how software supply chain can be, this threat can be addressed at the very early time within the code itself. That's what the agenda is. So moving ahead, the agenda you can see, focus will be to help you more understand what is software supply chain security. Okay, so one is software supply chain and what is software supply chain security and how it is challenging, why it is challenging, that type of question that I'm going to address today. Then we'll deep dive into four trend. One will be malicious packages. I'm sure most of the people in the forum might be aware of malicious packages, but we'll talk about detailing of malicious packages. Okay, we'll also talk about AI generated code, the latest hot topic in today's world, how agentic AI and other AI generated code, how we are using it, how it will be secure, how it will impact your own source code, your own apps. Then secrets, expose secret. When we talk about secrets, secrets are there in the code. When you talk about exposed secret, those secret which are exposed, okay, not visible, but those are exposed in either way. We'll talk about those things. We'll talk about containers, very important. So container is also a part of software supply chain. If anybody like maybe there will be a question in the mind why containers. So yeah, container is also part of the software supply chain attack only. So these are the four aspects we are going to deep dive. I'm going to take you two or three drills on that. And then we'll talk about final thought and takeaways today, what we are going to take away as an organization. Moving ahead, let's understand the evolution of software supply chain security. Very basic, very start in 2012, we can see. So dependencies came into the picture. We thought about, okay, these are the dependencies was taken from open source, or you can say taken from a stranger trying to build up your own code, right? Then later stage 2022, so before 2022, 2020, there was a major attack of solar winds. Okay. This attack actually triggered everyone, okay, how software supply chain can affect, how open source libraries and packages can affect you, how it can be create a major impact on your organization, your brand value, okay, and your application, customers, data, everything. Later on, if you can see the it was only till it was focusing on software supply chain on the open source libraries and packages. Okay. Later down, it was focusing like it introduced SBOM into the picture, which was and compliance as well. Okay, introduced as a compliance and all of geographically, if you see international level, everybody has a compliance with SBOM, where we have some Cyclone DS and SPDX format, which is actually general format, which is supported by everyone. This SBOM came into the picture so that an organization who is developing the software or outsourcing the development also know what are my bill of material, right? That came into the picture so that you know what are the supply chain threat that you have. Then moving ahead, we came into 2021. We have Salsa framework. If you know about Salsa framework, this is a framework which is designed to make sure that your repo health is maintained, where your repos are under branch protections is taken care of, or your secrets are exposed or not. This type of frameworks are also introduced. 2022, when we introduced our Checkmarks One as a platform, we have started our homegrown product as CA as in the market. Okay, we introduced that CA is in the product in the market with a huge database. We also introduced malicious package protection. So we were the first one to come up with malicious package protection solution in the market, which is called all those malicious packages which are introduced on the internet, maybe direct packages or maybe an indirect packages, but if this is coming from any other malicious threat or attack, those packages are under threats. These are not vulnerable, these are malicious. We'll talk about in detail what is vulnerable, what is malicious, and we release on 2022. Later on in the downtime, you can see 2024, we talk about it was not only limited to applications, open source packages or malicious packages or secrets, it was also most talking about AI security. In 2024, majority organizations started adopting AI. Then we came up with agentic AI in 2026. We might see all bot technologies talking about or developing the code for you. So this type of AI models are being built up. Then containers, infrastructure as a code. Yeah, like example, Kubernetes, Terraform, your Docker Compose file, Docker Compose YAML file in the code also have open source images, which are also going to your open source images packages, which can be vulnerable, which can be malicious. So that's how the trends released. And at the end, 2026, if you can see, it is skyrocketing. When we talk about, it's not only one single window of your house which is open for your supply chain attack. If you close your door, still you have 4 or 5 windows as a supply chain attack, which can be a threat or can be allowed an attacker to come in your house. That was the evolution that happened. Then we talk about securing how it software supply chain security, is become more critical. When you talk about some statistics that is in front of you, it's grown more than 100%. Okay, it's triple the digit that we have seen the increase. I can count that we had 200 malicious packages in 2022 to 2023 detected in Checkmarks database itself. We have our team who is working in the background rigorously. Okay, here now we see in this year we have 410K around malicious package detected. So Checkmarks has the huge large database for this, which we have in our own environment. So, and if you want, you can also search on Checkmark Zero. You can see the name here, Checkmark Zero Security Research, which we have rigorously check all those supply chain issues and malicious packet detections, and we allow, and it will be available for everyone in the community. They were talking about some other attack which recently happened. If you know Shai Hulud, we say React 2 shell happened, right? These type of attacks are common and coming in. 68% of increase in supply chain related breach. Okay, one is attack. We know about the attack. We know it is this type of attacks can happen. The other thing is to understand the breaches. Okay, so when it breach, how it become very costly for you. It is not easy for handle. So example in Chennai, if you see some of the cases where there was a ransom attack, right? So in this case, you are actually losing the amount of money that you might have saved under or certain things in before early time when you develop the code. 92% increase in number of malicious package identified. Now, this is also important. The percentage is increasing day by day because it's very easy for a developer or to get the package in from your VS Code or your development environment to use for your own source code. But it is more easier for an attacker to actually create the similar type of packages, can be a hallucinated package on your own LLM model, which can be indirectly directly downloaded by a development team. So it's that's so easy. So if I take an example of GitHub or any package manager, if you talk about, you have Maven, you have Gradle, if you have packages there, you don't know, there is no whitelisting there in that package manager list. You can be easily hallucinated if you have any exposed packages, which is not known to internet, and you have kept the name, and it is, and how went to your LLM model, and some attacker knows about it and has been introduced. Easily it can be trapped for you. So this is how exactly easily in 2 to 3 minutes our attackers creates packages, and there on internet, and we indirectly download it, and we keep in our payload. Talking about now other phase, one is supply chain security evolution. The other phase is application development is evolved. Okay, now this is how the process happened in technologies. When you talk about, we focus on modern technologies, so that we have fast grown with the current market requirement, the current benchmark that is being required for every enterprise or every SMB customers. Application development, what is was, it was custom code. It was tools that was used to develop the code, or some manual method parameters to release or build, create patches and all. Then it came, how it was packaged, and then it was supposed to be on a cloud or being on premise or server requirement. Then it was started using open source API, CI/CD came into the picture, so that you have DevSecOps, DevOps in place first of all. Then DevSecOps came into place, and then containers. And then last not the least, then you have microservices into place, AI tools came into place, Kubernetes of infrastructure as a core, container runtime, then elasticity, Flick, all those things came into the picture, and that's how application development evolved. When your application development got evolved, it's so basically it also allowed to use some other tool, which actually allowed many doors or many windows to open for an attackers too. But that's not that we are going to stop there. We are not going to stop our production, our movement, our focus, where we have to develop the code. We have to focus how we can secure this software supply chain. Okay, what is exactly the software supply chain? Okay, so the basic understanding that everybody has, this is SDLC example in front of you. Source code that you have, then you have build stage, you have dependencies. Okay, we think, okay, these are dependencies, these are your software supply chain, which is taken from anyone, or from the internet, or which is not actually homegrown or developed by a developer from your organization. Okay, everything or anything which is coming out of your premises are called supply chain. Okay, second stage, identifying SSE risk, software supply chain risk, basically. So talk about the vulnerabilities in your source code when you are developing the code itself. Expose secret, very important to understand. Majority 90% of the code, I will show you some statistic as well. Majority 90% of code from old code, when you talk about, we always be cumulative, we never touch base the old code. Applications are running from last decades or 20 years, we cannot change those things, but those secrets are there, maybe developed by a development team who have not been in the company now, right? So this type of secrets are there. How to identify it? It's very important to identify and then secure it. Same goes with your AI generated code. Now, this is the recent trend. We don't know if you are AI hallucinated. It's very easy. If you develop something today and you just ask, some comment, some application development, you ask for 3 LLM, okay? At the same time, all 3 LLM will provide you 3 different type of answers, right? And if you ask and tell and you prompt them, this is whatever you are giving, it's wrong, then that LLM model will try to help you or with any other alternative, which can be a right one or which can be a wrong one. It's not necessary because you also don't know. So this type of things are getting there in your LLM model when you use AI code as well, which is called AI hallucinated. And if you are hallucinated, you don't know that you are bringing 4, 5, 6 liners of malicious code into your source code. Okay, similarly your compromise repository. Okay, and then your dependencies come with your repository. Basically your dependency comes with your repo package only, which will have your source code, your dependencies, your container files, docker YAML file, or your Kubernetes file, everything under your repository. And if you don't manage the repository health properly as per salsa framework, then yeah, definitely you are at risk, because you keep everything together in your repo and your repo is not secure. Moving ahead, we talk about vulnerabilities and malicious code. Now, it is important to understand that dependencies come with vulnerabilities that we all know. We know CVE, we know CWE, we know these are the weakness, these are the vulnerability reported, these are the IDEs. Now, these ICVE IDs are known, which are vulnerable. It means we have to fix it. This was known vulnerability. These are known problems in the code, right? When you talk about malicious, these are unknown. These are not known. These are coming with an attacker so that they have actually an intention to threat you. This type of code example, if you just develop attacker who has just developed 3 4 line of a code in a very well known package and introduced on internet, we don't know about it, right? There is no CVE. Nobody knows unless we check every piece or every line of a code of that package. There are millions line of a package, right? So for that, we have huge investment done where we identify this type of code. This is also important, and these are the threats. Okay. Moving ahead, then your infrastructure drift, definitely your Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, Helm chart, these are type of configuration that you have. Are those basically prepared properly or secured or not? This all brings your supply chain at risk. Okay. Talking about some drills, where I spoke about that some drills, I'm going to talk about some example. We'll talk about some one of the malicious package of XZ utils that was in March 2024 detected. First, let's understand what is vulnerable package, what is malicious package. Vulnerable package is unintentional, it is potential danger, it's CV assigned. We know. It's known to internet, it's known to NVD, it's known to other database who has identified it, is known to webs, everyone. Malicious package is a threat. It's deliberate. Certain danger is CV is not assigned. There is no background out of it. You just have to trust, if your developer that whatever he is bringing is not malicious, and he also or she also wants to check. He or she cannot define it unless we compare the complete hashes from the old packages which has been released. So it's a threat. So for that we need someone to doing it for you in the background, or you need a full team who is going to work on it. Talking about XZ utils, the target you can see it was like for open source library. Okay, this open source libraries, it was focused on your Linux basically. And if you talk about Tan who actually work on that, 3 years, it was a complete 3 years checking this particular type of attack. It was so the attacker actually waited for a long time, and this can happen for malicious code. It's like you first involve, you make sure that people are starting using those packages. That's called, then if you're in the payload, then you actually go with the payload process, and then this particular thing gets triggered. Now you have hold of the particular logins. The same thing happened here. Then once they have the login, they know the user credential, they try to attack. This was one of the example of malicious code and threat basically, because once you have a login, you are able to do the ransom, you can do anything because you have controls on it. And this damage, you can see the damage it happened. Damage was unauthorized admin level remote access to many large companies. Okay, because we've trusted it, we don't know whether it is coming from correct author. Okay, introduced for every application, each and every application, which actually they have done, the attackers have done the social engineering so that they can understand. They have done full control, and if given access, they will be able to hack access or understanding of your login. Once we have all those data, the attack happened, the damage, you all know the damage. Okay, what is the key takeaways that we talk about is any open source libraries that we have, okay, which was safe yesterday can be safe today but cannot be safe tomorrow. It's not sure. Okay, because these open source libraries are actually used to develop the malicious code. They don't develop the whole malicious packages. It's they just utilize the name which is very well known from internet or being downloaded long time, or very often used by some bigger organization. Actors can be very patient and sophisticated. Now, this is one very good line or sentence you can talk about. A malicious package attack, when you talk about a malicious attack happen, they are very much patient so that they know when is the right time to attack. Okay, that's how the ransom happens. Then malicious package can quickly cause very widespread damage. That is for sure, because we don't know and how we can track it, and we just have stolen everything or given access to some unknown person or stranger who is not known to anyone. You cannot track on that. The type of thing attack is called malicious package attack. How we can protect? Okay, first thing, the very first thing that you have to do is to discover every third party packages referenced by your application. Example, I believe everybody in compliance forum, we talk about anyone from AppSec team here in the forum, or from for anyone from the development team also know about it, that we need SBOM. We create SBOM to know all my third-party packages, okay, so that it references to your application. First, you also need malicious packet detection at the same time. SBOM only does your any open source packages, but they don't tell whether those open source packages are malicious package or not. First thing is to discover. Then you have to identify. So how you will identify? You need a very largest database who have that malicious packages available, right? So example, if you have malicious package detected, okay, but if the tool that you're using, that tool doesn't have the information about that package, whether it is malicious or not, what it will say, this is vulnerable, or it has this CVE reported, okay? Or it will not say anything vulnerable if there is no CVE reported. But if it is malicious code, now it will be not identified unless you have a malicious package database, okay? Malicious package database. This is very important to understand. If we, most of the cases we think SBOM will help us, no, SBOM will not exactly help us. We need complete data information. SBOM is definitely will help us to understand what is my bill of material. But if you are not scanning malicious code, you are getting a half SBOM or incomplete SBOM, which doesn't have any malicious packet detected. Okay, now last, how we can prevent. You can use of any malicious or suspicious third-party packages. You can just stop using it. If it is there, just remove it ASAP. Okay, that type of thing has to be prevented. Once you have any tool to identify that, you should prevent it ASAP, and you can inform or roll out and custom policies, okay, in your organization as per compliance, that this type of package is not to be used, or if it is used, been highlighted for ASAP for organizational level. Second, drill down, talking about AI. I believe this is the hot topic. We all know that we all are using directly, indirectly. We are copy pasting the code using the GPT models or cloud or Copilot, or you talk about Anthropic, everything. And then we are also developing an application, okay, using the AI. Some organization already have an LLM, custom LLM built up so that they can utilize it, but in the end, they are leveraging the open AI. Now, what's happened? This vulnerabilities are AI in AI generated code. Okay, we cannot stop it. It's AI hallucination. We cannot stop it because this, like example, it's the basic example. If I talk about it, AI models, LLMs, that is like nothing but a data lake. Okay, and if we talk about data lake, there are multiple fish. Okay, and as a developer, as an organization today, I want a certain fix to be done. I don't know exactly to get the which correct fix I have to get it from the font, right? AI lake. So where we get AI hallucinated because we just totally trust on the AI model, and we trust them. Okay, they tell, okay, this is secure. You tell, okay, yes, it is secure. When you prompt again, can you please cross check and confirm whether it is secure or not? They will the AI LLM model will also continuously check and try to identify the vulnerabilities, and they will report it back. But at the end, it will also bring some other vulnerabilities to it, which is called AI leakage or AI hallucination type of thing. Okay, one example, an attacker, okay, now this is a very basic example. Ask a question to the AI, okay? What the question he's asking, any non-existent OSS packages, okay? Not what is non-existent OSS packages, the packages which are they're used by some of organization, but not when deployed to any package managers like Maven, Gradle, Ivy, but these are non-existent packages. Why attacker wants that data? Because he knows there is no CV. These are the package which are maybe private, or it can be utilized by some company. He's targeting on some other company. He got that data. Who is giving that data? We are actually feeding it to AI while writing the code, while copy pasting the code from the AI, and this type of data is there in data lake and is being used by the attacker. Now, what attacker will do? He introduced 3-4 liner of malicious package, okay, with some hallucinated name, and the same basically example, it is utils 1.7.0. He just meant a util 1.7.0 dot, okay, which is called typo squatting attack. That type of thing he can do, and he can introduce in the same package manager. It can be Python, it can be your Gradle, it can be Maven. He just introduce it. Now, what will happen? A developer, okay? Now he is anyways working on it today. Tomorrow he's going to upgrade that package. Okay, okay, he's checking with AI. Okay, is there any package version available? Can we fix on it? What AI will be do? Okay, it will search for the package manager. It will see the same name, hallucinated name. He will get that package responded to that particular developer, which is nothing but a malicious OSS package. And developer installed that malicious package. He don't know. He know that, okay, this is custom, this is something which is developed by me. He don't know about it, what is going, where it is coming from, which background it is coming from Python. Okay, he has some trusted AI security check, it is being done. Now you don't have a CVE, it will not identify, right? You need a malicious database to cross check whether this package is available in malicious database or not. Now, what attacker will do? The package exfiltrates data and provides a backdoor, etc. Whatever backdoors. Okay, this one example of last attack that happened. Okay, and so this type of things, ransoms can happen when a attacker will be able to connect, or will be able to connect to your payload or your environment where you might use a malicious code from them. Okay, AI hallucination, not just a theory. This is a statistic, okay, in front of you to understand. It's not just a theory that we are talking about. You get hallucinated. There are some stats, okay, that we talk about. You can see non-existent package named 50 and 100, okay, and how many questions were asked by developer. and this is coming from last year. I will tell you this is has been increased from last 6 months exponentially. It can be like three multiplied by three the count that you will get. That is the count that exactly the developers are asking the question today. And leveraging winds of AI and Cursor and Cairo, I believe this is more oftenly it's happening, and these packages are being non-exchange packages are released and known for attackers. Okay, now how to protect against Gen. Now the thing we understood, how attack will happen, what type of attack can happen. Okay, now how to protect. First thing, very important, developer education. We need to educate developer. We need to tell them, okay, don't blindly use any AI generated code. Why? Because this is important for the organization. This is important for developer as well, because whatever he is building, he's making sure that attackers are leveraging the code. He or may be working for 4 months, 6 months, 7 months. Like in case I shown an example of you till it was 3 years, right? You're working for 3 years and you don't know, okay, what will happen? You might have left the company. Then it becomes challenging for a company at the brand level where you have already developed, you have multiple people already using it. You come to know about it. So it's very important to educate the developer. Then you have to scan the code. Okay, yeah, whatever code that you get from the AI, you need to be scanning it. Detect risky code in the ID in real time. It is very important, okay, to have some tools which can help you to scan the code in the ID itself in real time. I'm talking about, it means if you just take a code today, you develop something using AI, and that code has been pasted in your workspace, you're trying to now build that code or you want to run that code. Before that itself, while you that AI brings the code to your workspace, there itself you should be real time identifying this type of attacks or any vulnerabilities has been reported, which can be limited, not limited to your source code only. It should be a source code, it should be your container, and it should be your open source packages, your malicious package, your secrets, everything. Dependency scanning. Okay. The last not the least, very important to protect is your dependency scanning. Open source libraries, packages scanning, including a malicious packages, block dangerous suggested packages. Okay. Okay. These are the things which has to be taken care of. So first we spoke about util ZS, that if you remember malicious packages. Second, we talk about AI. Third, we are very important secrets, most expensive supply chain attack that we have seen. Example, Schneider Electric that we all know, November 2024. Okay. What are exposed secrets? The secrets which are exactly there in your code, which is there in your API key, which is there in your GitHub. Okay. Any token that you're transferring, okay, in before or in your API, anything which is hard coded there into your ecosystem. Okay, then those are at risk. What we say, you can see, okay, it is just for testing. Example, your developer or just write in something, and today we are just trying to build them an API, which is just a shadow API. You're not going to document that API, but it's there into your code, right? But those are at risk. Okay, if this API key is hard coded, not running in the API, but still in your code, it can be a shadow API, it can be a zombie API, which can be utilized by an attacker. This hard coding secrets, it's very fast and easier to try. Okay, it's very fast because it's hard coded. We can attacker can search on it and identify, and if they get, they can easily attack and be a threat to you for the secrets. Example, you can see the statistic that we have got from Palo Alto Networks. You can see 83% of organization have hard coded credential in their code repo. I can tell you that last year statistic, the secrets, most of the people have started analyzing it in mid of 2025. The trend of secrets might go down because the attacks with General Electric was very high. Okay, it cost many customers, many or big organization. So we are focusing on hardcore secret, but this has to be taken care of for the old code as well. That's what I'm focusing in. The API which are not documented, the code which is not exposed, or maybe from older code which is still cumulative, we should focus on it. Now, one statistic example that you have, thousands of corporate secrets were left exposed. Okay, this was one of the researcher that mentioned that 15,000 hard-coded secrets and 66,000 vulnerable website he found, which was there on internet, which can be easily leveraged by an attacker. Okay, now what protecting against exposed secret is critical, that we all know. We have to understand them. Some IBM stats in front of you. Top 5 categories in response time that you can see: stolen or compromised credential. Okay, then that's come with the stat for 2029 range. Okay, which is your MTTI. Okay, and when you talk about MTTC, it's 63. Malicious insiders, phishing, social engineering, unknown zero-day vulnerability. Now, when you talk about unknown zero-day vulnerability is increased, I can tell you that. And as per malicious attack packages list that we have now, 410K plus, these zero-day vulnerabilities are increasing a lot. Okay, there are many people on the internet try to breach the packages and those secrets. 16% of all breaches that you can see, most common attack vector. Okay, the credential. Then these are the compromised credential that you can see. Longest time of 292 days. Okay, which means there are a lot of patients there. Okay, and then fourth highest, most costly attack that I was talking about. Right, this was most of the secrets. Actually, this was one of the most costliest attack happened for any organization. Okay, it was trend as average of $4.81 million, which is actually high, and plus it was exposing the customer data. Okay, the target, you can see the Schneider Electric example, which is in front of you, exposed secret that they have. A Fortune Global 500 energy company with 1 lakh employees attacks exposed Jira credentials. Okay, they exposed the Jira credential, internal data, exported. Basically, they were able to, get into their API key. Okay, API hard coded, so they were able to actually authenticate, login, and their same data they were able to actually ransom it and ask the Schneider Electric or organization to buy it from them. This was exactly the issue of your attack, or related to your secrets. Plus, if you see, some compliance also got breached, that type of thing. But this is very important to understand. The secrets brings lot of vulnerabilities or a lot of cost efficiency, because here we won't be able to track exactly. Okay, because the data can be lost or data can be retrieved, we don't know about it. How to prevent? Okay, now this is important to understand. Detect, first thing that we have to detect it. Unless we detect, we don't know. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to have some tools to identify all my secrets, or rather you have built up your own tool with your unit testing to identify those secrets in your code. Plus, if you built up, you need some expertise, so you should have some AppSec team coming and working on it, like Checkmarks does it for you. Okay, and if you're trying to leverage a free community tool of Checkmarks as well, it's 2ms there on internet, you can utilize it to detect some secrets for you. Then validate, first thing to understand whether we are able to validate those discovered secrets. Okay, so that you can actually remediate faster. Okay, and which are my exploitable ones. So it's not necessary that those every secrets are vulnerable. Example, you just mentioned password as a string. Okay, and there's no password on it, but it's just identified it's a secrets. It doesn't mean it's gonna be exploitable to you, right? So it's as a priority, if you have huge line of a code or huge number of application being built up, you should focus on the one which has to be the first priority for you. Then you need validating it. Then at the end you should block. Okay, so that you don't have those secrets, goes back to your code repository. Okay, so blocking can be an option where you can mention that remediation. Okay, block it, you fix it, or you encrypt it. All those things solution can be in the picture of blocking. This is how exactly that the third phase of your secrets are, can be controlled. Now containers. Now I am not sure whether you all know, do you think about containers? Do you think that containers can be a supply chain attack? Okay, you can see in the screenshot right now in front of you, the slides talk about it all, everything vulnerability in your first party code, expose secrets, attacks happening on the internet. Okay, I'm pasting checkmark zero name on a chart so that you can search on a Google. And then we also have a free dev assist 30 days trial and AI security available, that is also available by checkmarks. So any developers or anyone wants to use it for 30 days trial, you can utilize it. It is available for everyone from checkmarks. Okay, which can be utilized to identify the vulnerability that that you might have from AI code, use develop from the AI security. Let me share that link also on a chat. Any question? I can see some question in the chat. I'm going to the chat now. Okay. There's a question, I guess everything is answered. Last question I can see, how can we convince client on using check marks towards software supply chain security solution over other solution? Do we provide a trial for a client to experience the difference? Yes, we do have POCs can be done, utilized by a customer. We can sign a document. We have a POC document which can be decides on the success criteria, and we can leverage that prospect or customer who wants to utilize software supply chain. We can run a small trial for them. Yes, possible. Parul. Any other question that I have missed? Let me know. I'm available on chat. You can ask the questions.
Yes. Uh, we have another question. I think you cannot see that. With more developers using AI to generate code, how
Mm-hmm.
does checkmarks help validate code before it gets merged with the repo?
All right, now this is very interesting questions. Basically, it's talking about the AI generated code before merging, and plus, I guess the question you mentioned is asking before going to the repo as well, right? Merging to the local branch and merging to the repo branch. So this is very
Yes.
interesting question. We do have a dev assist. Okay, I will request if Rahul or Harsh, if you can put the dev assist link on a chat. Dev assist is built up by checkmarks recently, which actually scans every piece of a code coming from AI in the real time while writing the code itself, with the development IDE itself. Okay, so before merging to the repo, like you asked for, before merging to the repo, you will be able to identify those in your ID itself. Okay, that type of thing, vulnerability check is already built up using an agentic AI. Okay, this is there. And this same thing I was talking about, DevSys is available for 30 days trial. So anyone in the forum, if you want to share it with anyone, any developer, any organization, you want to try in, you are most welcome. That 30 days trial you can opt for. Thank you, Rahul, for sharing the link on a chat. Any other question which I'm missing because I've just seen recent chats?
Yes. So another question that I can see is, can you put some light on transitive dependencies and how is that handled?
Okay. So transitive dependencies are those dependencies which are not directly called, okay, by the by the developer or used by the developer in the functions, okay, which are indirectly dependent on the dependency which are being used. So those transitive dependencies are at risk, and this is a major problem, major challenge for every organization to identify. What do we exactly do? Checkmarks have an SES solution which also identify your transitive dependencies, because we have a tree structure of finding which called transitive at level of n numbers. Whatever n number, if you are using log4j, log4j is calling some string package or any other package which is transitive. If it is vulnerable, it is malicious, we will identify for you. And if you want to block anything, okay, any pipeline you want to break it because of any vulnerability reported for transitive as well, we will be able to help you. And using dev assist, you will be able to fix it because using the AI, agentic AI that we have built up in your IDE itself. Okay, so fixing is also not a challenge now. You can utilize dev assist for that.
Great. I think that answers your question. Any other question, if you have, you can please let us know. And also, we are running short of time. So if you have any question, do write the questions in the chat box. We will try to answer them as many as possible right now. And after that, you can also opt for a one-on-one session or a demonstration where we will be happy to assist you in any of the questions or any challenges that you're facing regarding the things that we discussed today. So, any question if you have, please feel free to ask.
Yes,
And
team, you have
as
few times.
Mhm.
One more thing that Amit mentioned, which is very important. If you want any one-on-one session, you need a demo or you need to understand more deep dive, because I've not been in the tool. I was just talking about the slides, some examples. If you want to go deep dive, understand what exactly how the tool will work for you, you need a too deep technical demo. We are happy to help you. Okay, let us know.
Yes. And Abdul, I think we are already running out of time. So as we wrap up today's webinar, I would like to thank you all for taking the time to join us. Currently, software supply chain securities has been a critical priority for organizations worldwide, and staying ahead of emerging threats requires a combination of the right tools, process, and expertise. and we have it all with us. If you would like to explore how your organization can strengthen its DevSecOps practices and application security posture, we would be happy to continue the conversation. You can register for a one-on-one consultation session with our experts by clicking on the link shared in the chat box. You will be getting the link in the chat box right now. Okay. This session will allow us to this session will basically allow us to understand your current challenges and discuss how solutions like checkmarks, together with Meteonics DevSecOps expertise, can help secure your software development lifecycle. Once again, I would like to thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found the session informative and valuable. Okay. So have a great day and thank you again, Rahul, Abdul, for the informative session. And thank you all. Have a great day ahead, and we will look forward to connecting with you soon.